find it so interesting that she went to Australia. I've always wanted to go there, so if you're from Australia, then shout out, comment down below, or New Zealand. I want to go to New Zealand too. By the way, I have my hair like half back, and I'm wearing this shirt that I do not usually wear, and I almost sold it on Vinted, which is kind of like the German version of Depop, but my partner encouraged me to keep it, and he said he liked it, and so I thought I would wear it in the video to see if I still like it too, but I think it looks good. Anyway, that's besides the point. I don't really have a certain plan for the video, like for what exactly I want to talk about. I have some stories in mind that I think could be interesting, but I also want to talk about just traveling in general, why I think you should travel, why I love to travel, kind of like trips I've taken, and some story times as well. So I'm gonna just start by explaining to you how traveling has played out throughout my life and where I'm at now and where I was, and then I'm gonna get into some story times. So I grew up in Germany, as some of you know if you've been around. I grew up in Germany, and I grew up in a small village, like I'm talking 2,000 people. There is a lot of infrastructure, and I did have access to basically everything that you need. Like, I'm not like out on the countryside and like there's no grocery store, like definitely not like that, but I am, like, I grew up very sheltered. Okay, I never saw a homeless person, like just very, very sheltered upbringing. And we would go on vacation. We would go to Austria quite often because it's right next to Germany, and then we would also go to the south of France. We'd go to Italy, we'd go to Croatia. Where else did we go? I mean, I visited the Netherlands. We went, I think that was the three places that we went to mostly. We would go and visit Sardinia very often, which is an island of Italy. If you're from any of those places, please comment down below. I'd love to know. So I was exposed from a young age to traveling, but it was obviously more like vacation. So we would go, for 2 weeks or something, like a week, but I always loved it, and those were some of my happiest childhood memories, just by the beach with my family, swimming, with my brothers. Just, I don't know, we would always have these budget. Like, we stayed at people's places that his dad knew. He had a lot, my ex-boyfriend had a lot of connections to people all over the world, so we didn't always have to pay. Like, sometimes we would have an Airbnb or couch surfing or whatever, but sometimes we would just stay at, you know, his uncle's place or just people that he knew. And so we went, and I don't really have any specific, like, that was back in 2018, and that was like the first kind of very imprinting travel experience as Storytime au pair. Why I ended up going to the US, it was just like a gut feeling sort of thing, like an instinct. But yeah, so me and my friend, we went to the surf and yoga camp. It was just like a week, but that was also one of the happiest weeks of my life. I spent my birthday there. It was like near Lisbon in Portugal. It was just like there's so many surf camps there. And yeah, after that I went on a little road trip with some girls that I didn't know prior, but we went to the Netherlands, and we just road tripped through there. So I went on quite a few road trips. Most of the time though, I was not the driver. And then I was in the US. Obviously that's a whole story in and of itself. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic hitting, I did not travel as much as I wanted to. I wanted to travel to a lot of more states and do a lot more things, but I couldn't do that. So I stayed mostly in one state where I lived, and then I saw, I think, like 5 or 6 states, which, you know, I still find a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. However, one of the things that happened while I was there, there's multiple things that happened. So if you've seen my videos, like I said, if you don't know about my time in the US, and I have so many story times, like boys and my host family, and just in general, I have a lot of story time videos. Go check those out. You're welcome to check those out. So I'm not gonna go into detail, but basically when I quit my au pair job and lived on my own, I had this friend group, and it consisted of my partner, this guy from Czech Republic, my roommate, my other roommate that I lived with, this girl from Czech Republic, another girl from Poland, and so on. Like, we were like a mixed group of friends. And one day we decided to go camping, and it was in the summer. So I don't remember exactly if that was June, July, something like that. And we decided we're gonna go camping. And then my partner and the other guy from Czech Republic, they found a spot where we can camp. So here comes the story time. And the spot was at a viewpoint, so it wasn't like a official camp spot or whatever. It was just like a viewpoint, and there was a trail, and they were like, okay, let's go camp there. And it was a natural, like, nature reserve or something like that. And it even said on the sign, like, beware of rattlesnakes. And guys, I was so naive because I am super, like, I'm very scared of snakes. I feel like it's getting better, but I mean, I live in Germany. I don't see any snakes here. But I feel like I have a little bit of a phobia. Like, spiders are okay, you know. I'm not really scared of them. Like, obviously, if I see a big spider, I do kind of like, you know, like, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. But snakes are like much worse for me. Even though you see spiders more often than snakes, I find it kind of scary to know that, like, a snake could just be on the ground. Maybe you don't see it. I don't know. But, like, anything that slithers on the ground, like, I don't like. I mean, I'm not scared of worms. But anyway, I'm trailing off. But at that point, I was a little anxious. I was quite adventurous, like, before the pandemic hit and everything went down with my host family. I was super adventurous, always going out of my comfort zone, always pushing myself, kind of person. And then the pandemic kind of made me anxious. And this year is actually the first year. Well, 2021 I also pushed myself a little bit, but this year is the first year that I'm actively gonna pursue traveling again and going out of my comfort away from humans. Like, this lion was, like, our camp was like, how to describe it, like, he was maybe like 5 meters from our camp, maybe like 6 or 7 meters, like not far at all, and he was just walking by, and we had brought food, you know, which was probably just stupid. And this mountain lion walks by us, and Shane said that he sized us up, like he looked like he was sizing us up. And the other 2 people that were with us didn't really, like, they were, you know, they were a little tipsy and whatever, so they didn't really sense any alert, like they didn't really care. And but me and Shane were like, we should go, like we should pack up and we should go, because this mountain lion was literally not scared of us. He was sizing us up, he was standing there looking at us, and even if he didn't come back for us, he probably would come back for the food. Like, I know a mountain lion wouldn't just approach a group of humans, you know, they're scared too, but it's just, why risk it, you know, we're trying to have a good time. So we went back to the car, and we had no idea what to do, because, like, obviously everybody drank, so we couldn't drive like far, so we just drove down the hill from the viewpoint, and luckily there was a campground and no one was controlling, so we just drove onto this campground. It was actually quite nice. I remember it was like outside, and the stars, like there was like the sky was just full of stars, because we were outside of the city, and that was probably one of the most impressive night skies I've ever seen. And actually the night ended up being fun, even though we had that little traumatizing experience with the lion. And then the next day we had to leave the camp super early so that they wouldn't check, so that we didn't have to pay anything. So just, you know, and then we, I have to think what happened next. Oh yeah, we went back to the viewpoint because we left some of our stuff there, because we just didn't have the time or resources to pack it all together, like the tent and everything, and I actually had borrowed the tent from our back then neighbor, so, you know. And we went back there, and on our way back, so we got all our stuff, and we walked back to the car. It was like a little bit of a walk. I mean, I probably wouldn't even think that it was a long walk now, but back then I wasn't really fit. I didn't really care, you know. So we went back to the car, and on the way back, the guy from Czech is like, there's a rattlesnake. And, you know, I didn't know that rattlesnakes are poisonous. I didn't know that rattlesnakes, I thought, because like the only snake that I've ever seen or that is ever around here is like a grass snake, which is just not dangerous, like just a cute little snake, like that doesn't do anything. So I had never had an encounter with like another, like I said, I grew up extremely sheltered, which is part of the reason why maybe sometimes I was anxious, because I just didn't know better, you know. And when we came home and I looked up what a rattlesnake is, I was actually so happy that I didn't know in that moment. So we went around the snake. I first of all, this car, we bought it from someone that had fixed a lot of stuff by himself. Like, he was like I would say like a hobby mechanic, okay? So we had to bring this car to the mechanic on the road like 2 or 3 times, because after so we went to southern Germany, the wheel was just like this. Like, you could not get it straight. It was just like that. So I would drive down the mountain in Austria with a wheel like that. Okay, that was just wild. And then after we fixed that, like, we went to the mechanic in Austria. They fixed it. They were really nice about it. And then after that, when we went to Denmark, another problem started happening, and the car was basically like, we bought it in April of 2021, and in June we left. So roughly a month of remodeling and stuff like that, and it would not start. So the car had this problem where it just wouldn't start. It was like very random, like, and we were in Denmark, like the second road trip we went to Denmark, and we were on an island in Denmark, and we had to go on the ferry to go back the next day, and the car just would not start. And that happened multiple times, and Shane got so worried that when we were on the ferry, because a mechanic came and helped us and showed us like how to do it, and when we were on the ferry, Shane was like so worried that the car wouldn't turn on, but it ended up being fine, and the car still has that problem. So it's because of the air pressure change. The car sometimes won't turn on, but I have to say that it didn't have that problem for a long time now. I'm gonna fix it as soon as I can, but I don't even know if you can fix it, but we know what to do now when that happens. We have to like open it up, and like this thing that you pump, so it doesn't get any bubbles. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about cars, but we know what to do now. But this is my story times. The road trip with Shane doing van life was a lot of fun, and it was longer than the one in 2018. We didn't see as many countries, but I feel like we embraced the countries that we did visit more because we stayed there longer, which I like that now. I'm a slow traveler. I don't like to just stay at a place for a few days or a week. Obviously, weekend trips are fun, especially like I would go to the Netherlands or something because it's very close, but if I actually want to get to know the place, the people, the culture, I have to stay longer, you know? So, yeah, that road trip was a lot of fun. It